In this video, I'm going to summarize a few useful MATLAB operations that could be helpful when you're writing your program. So let's look at the first one, which is about the file location. So always remember that M file and its function file must be placed in the same folder. So let's take a quick look at MATLAB on what does it means. Now, this is the current folder. The program that you want to run must be located in the current folder, and you can view the current folder location at this bar over here. So let me show you what if I try to run a program that is not in the current folder. For example, now I'm running from a different folder, as you can see from this bar here, and I will run Q1A assignment solution. So I double click Q1A solution from a folder that is different from the current folder, and when I try to run this M file, MATLAB will prompt me to change folder. So if you want to run this file, you can let MATLAB change the folder for you, and MATLAB will then change the current folder. As you can see that the files in the current folder has changed and the program is now running. Okay, now if you want to change back to the default folder or any other folder, if you would like to do this manually, you can click on this icon here, browse for folders. And in my computer, the default folder is under document, MATLAB. So when I select this folder, it will show the folder that we have seen just now again. And also you have to remember that MATLAB can only run the M file or call the function file that is inside a folder. So if they are located inside a zip file, MATLAB will not be able to run from there. You will have to unzip them into a folder first. Okay, second useful operation is about the quick save, Control S, and quick run, F5. You can see that if it is a new M editor or a new M file, when I type something, the file name here will change to the file name with an asterisk symbol to indicate that this file has not been saved. So I can make sure that the editor is selected and then press Ctrl S to quickly save the file. Okay, so if I have not saved it before, then MATLAB will prompt the window for me to enter a new file name. So I just call this a new test file. Okay. And let's say if I continue to edit the code and it becomes unsafe now, so I can use Ctrl S to save it. If I want to run this M file, I can press run, or I can also press F5 on my keyboard to run it. And MATLAB will also auto-save when you press F5. Okay, so that's some. So this could be also useful to help you to save and run the program very quickly. The third useful operation is the automatic save backup file. So the automatic save backup file is actually in the file format of ASV file, for example, as you can see here. Okay, but what you will need to take note is that if you have been editing an M file or a function file for more than 5 minutes, then this temporary file or autosave file will appear. So the purpose of this is that if suddenly there is a power down or the power to your computer suddenly gone, you will lose less than 5 minutes of work. Okay, so now this is something that you can actually change the setting. Okay, so let me show you quickly how to change the setting if you wish to do so. Click on the Home tab, go to Preferences. Okay, select Editor. This editor debugger, expand it, and you will be able to find a group of settings called backup files. So these are the things that you can set. As you can see here, you can check or uncheck this automatically create backup files while working in the MATLAB editor. You can then decide to save the backup every 5 minutes, 3 minutes, or any time that you require. So you can change the file name extension, as well as you can decide where to put the temporary file. So usually we will definitely place the temporary file together with the source file so that it's easier to find it. Once you have updated these settings, you can click on apply to apply the setting and then click OK to close the window. Another option that you could consider is, do you want to automatically delete the backup files when the editor closes? Okay, so if you select this and let me apply and save. Okay, once I close the editor, the backup file created for this M file will be deleted. So you will not have this ASV file stays in your current folder. In this situation that you're looking at currently, is that I purposely disable the option that we have seen just now, that to make sure that this ASV file is appeared here so that I could use it for explanation. To keep it there or not is totally up to you. Number 4, the fourth useful MATLAB operation is how to comment multiple lines. Let's say if I have a few lines, I will just create a few simple lines. Okay, so let's say 3 lines here. If I would like to change them into comment, I can select them, press Ctrl R on my keyboard to change them into comment, and to remove the comment, I can press Ctrl T to remove the comment. Okay, so sometimes we might have some subpoints, or it could actually be quite a number of subpoints. And if you find that this is going to be too many lines, you would like to collapse them or group them, you can use a different approach of writing the comment. You can also do that for a group of code. Let me create another section here so that we can see the difference. Okay, so now I have several lines of comments here. If I would like to make this becomes collapsible comment, I would need to use percentage symbol with an open curly bracket at the new line and indicate where do I want to close this group of comments by percentage symbol and a close curly bracket in the new line as well. So you can see that MATLAB will automatically create this symbol here, which you can click on this small box to hide the comment, or click on the small box again to open the comment. Okay, so if you would like to temporarily disable this entire section, you can even add this symbol, percentage symbol, and the close curly bracket over here so that you can hide them. That's the two ways that we can make multiple lines to become a comment at one go. That would be helpful if you want to disable several lines when we are doing troubleshooting. Okay, number 5, a useful operation is to partition your program into sections. If you do not want to make it collapsible, but you do want to be able to run this code section by section, what you can do is, instead of using the percentage and curly bracket, you can just put double percentage sign, and let's say I create a comment here says that this is section 1. Okay, and as this part, if I would like to make it become section 2, I can use double percentage sign and call it section 2. So you can see that the first line with the double percentage symbol will be bold. I can then, in this case, choose to run only the code in the first section. Later on, I can choose to run only the code in the second section. Okay, so if you would like to run only part of the code, then what you will need to do is that instead of click run, you can click run section. Okay, so it will run only this section. So as you can see, it created the variable A, B, and C, but it didn't create the variable out yet. So if I go to this section and select run section, it will then create the variable out. Okay, so even if you have partitioned your program into section, you can still run the entire M file at one go by click on the run button. It will then create the variable ABC as well as the variable out. Okay, number 6, another useful operation in MATLAB is smart indent. So the smart indent is particularly useful when you have a if statement, for loop or while loop, especially if you have nested loop, that could be even more useful. So let's say if I have for I equals to 1 to 10, when I press enter, the indentation is created by MATLAB automatically. Okay, so I can put some code here. For example, something like this. Okay, if I add a nested structure, I have another if statement. If out is equals to 25, I would like to terminate this for loop. So I can see here with proper indentation, we can clearly tell that this if statement is inside this for loop. Now, what if you did not have the indentation? You will find that your code can be a bit hard to read. So let me show you an example. What will happen if you don't have indentation? So this is how the code would look like. It's hard for debugging because you do not know which part of the code is the inner structure and which part of the code is the outer structure. So if you have messed up the indentation, one way that you can do is just use Ctrl A to select all the lines in your entire M file, right click, select Smart Indent, and MATLAB will do the indentation for you. So this way, it will be easier for you to identify what is the structure that you have created, to check if you have made any mistake. And with proper indentation, is also make your code easier to be read by the others. Okay, number 7, we are going to look at how do you browse command history, which helps you to type commands quickly. Okay, so every command that you have run in the command window, okay, not including those that is inside the M file, you can see that they will appear in the command history. You can select the command window, put your cursor at this double arrow symbol here, and press the up down arrow key to scroll up or scroll down of the commands that you have typed before. Okay, and then press enter to run it again if you would like to run the code. Of course, another way is you can also select the command in the command history using your mouse, drag and drop them to the command window, and press enter to run it. You can also drag and drop certain commands to the editor, so you don't need to retype the entire line. So these are the 7 useful MATLAB operations that could be helpful when you are writing your own MATLAB program.